Good morning, everyone. Well, I guess now it's afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming today and joining us for this presentation regarding orientation and some other Center for Student Development events and things like that. We're going to go ahead and get started. So first, allow me to introduce myself. I am Erin Wimberly, and I am an admissions counselor with Texas Women's University. And so, if you ever need to contact me, you definitely can do that. We ask that you keep your microphones muted and your cameras off during the presentation, just to make sure that our presenters have the time that they need and things like that. You do have opportunities to chat with us during this session. If you'll see, there's a little chat function that you can use. We will be there to answer questions, not only our admissions team, but also the Center for Student Development team will be there as well, so ask away. If we don't get to your comments and questions during the presentation, we will definitely try to answer those at the end, so stick around. So this session is being recorded and will be posted on our website soon, so if you miss anything or if you want to revisit that, you definitely can go back on our website and check that out. So if y'all are ready, we're going to go ahead and get started. Our presenters today are Kyle Boyles, Executive Director of the Center for Student Development, and Josh Walton, Assistant Director of New Student Programs. So I'm going to turn it over to them and they will introduce the rest of their team. So Kyle, it's all yours.
Thanks, Erin. So good morning, good afternoon, future and current pioneers. My name is Kyle Boyles. I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Student Development. Just want to take a quick minute to introduce my team to you real quick. The Associate Director for the Center for Student Development is Ms. Keisha Jones. Keisha, you'll kind of give a wave there. Our Assistant Director for New Student Programs and over the orientation program specifically is Josh Walton.
Hello, hello.
Our Assistant Director for Leadership and Greek Life is Taylor Mendoza.
Hi, everyone.
I don't see Chris, but our Coordinator for Civic Engagement, there is Chris Scanlon.
Hello.
And our Business Manager is Debbie Rains. I'm not sure if Debbie is with us at this moment or not, but Debbie Rains is our Business Manager. We also have numerous students. We have numerous graduate assistants, all who work for us. Our task today is just to kind of talk about two areas. Number one, getting involved on campus. And number two, and probably more important for this audience, would be orientation programs. So I'm going to spend just a few minutes. Josh, if you'll go ahead and start our presentation. I'm just going to run through a little bit of what the Center for Student Development is, what some opportunities there are for you, and then I'm going to give the majority of time to Josh so that he can share with you about orientation and what we're planning on doing for this current summer. And we'll just get started. Josh, you can keep scrolling, please. So why should you get involved? Well, number one of the things we always know is that students who get involved tend to have a higher GPA than students who don't get involved, because you're investing more into the university. You're going to gain skills and knowledge that you'll carry with you, not just at the university, but it's going to prepare you for your career as well. We currently have over 140 student organizations on campus. And so we want you to get involved in one of the student organizations, and you'll have plenty of opportunities to do that during the summer. Once we get started back this fall on campus through organization fairs and through virtual learning, and we're going to show you some opportunities at how you can get involved by doing that this summer. Out of those 140 organizations right now, we have several different types. We have Greeks, we have honorary, we have religious organizations. I apologize, I have a dog barking. We have special interest groups, sports clubs, and multicultural groups. We currently have 4 different councils within our Greek community, the IFC, or our fraternities. We have national Panhellenic and Panhellenic councils, and we have multicultural councils. I do believe the Panhellenic Council has already opened up their registration for the fall semester. So if you're interested in that, you can go to our Greek Life page within the Center for Student Development, and you can go ahead and sign up today. Pioneer Engage is our online platform for helping people get involved on campus. So I really want you to kind of look at this. You can look at Pioneer Engage on our website. You'll see the website there, pioneerengage.twu.edu. You can search for organizations. I mentioned to you earlier, we have different types, Greek life and religious and sports. You can look by categories and scroll through and see all the different organizations that are there. We want you to get involved through leadership. These are some of our former orientation leaders and student government and fall impact leaderships, peer advisors. Student Government Association. We have Student Government Association on all 3 of our campuses. During each semester, we have different workshops based on leadership. These are some of the workshops we had this past year. Our Fall Student Leadership Conference will be coming this October of 2020, so please watch for dates on that. If you're a graduate student, we also have an opportunity to get involved through the Graduate Student Council. They're involved for several different social events on campus, professional development series, creating mentors for students going through graduate school, having a voice with the graduate programs on campus, and meeting with our dean of the graduate school on a regular basis to share their concerns. We also want you to get involved through civic engagement. And what I mean by that is basically serving, either through volunteer service, going on trips. And Josh, if you'll keep scrolling through here real quick. We currently have 4 different large service days on campus, 2 in the fall and 2 in the spring. And then we have, if you'll keep going, we have alternative breaks, and then we have opportunities for students to get involved on a weekly basis. Our last 2 years, I've kind of outlined here our alternative spring breaks. Years ago, we attended the Social Justice Renewal Center in New Orleans, and we went to for most of our nursing students, attended Camp Summit Barrier, and it was a camp that helped individuals with disabilities. This past year, we just spent some time working with the community social work group in Puerto Rico and our food pantry, Crossroads Community Food Pantry in the Dallas area. On a weekly basis, Helping Hands offers 2 to 3 different type of service opportunities, and those are posted in Pioneer Engage and through the Helping Hands website. And there's plenty of opportunities on a regular basis for you to get involved in our communities. If you're unsure of how you want to start getting involved, Chris Scanlon, our coordinator, has set up volunteer advising, and that's through some of our student peers who are currently active in Helping Hands. They'll help you kind of go through some checklists and find out what your recommendations are. And you can see the link there so you can sign up for a volunteer advising appointment. You don't have to wait until this fall to do that. You can go ahead and get started on that this spring and summer. One of our newest components we added this past semester is the Pioneer Service Scholars Program. What we did was we started talking about ways that our students can serve. And we know so many students want to get involved and want to serve, but the problem they face is that they may not have time to do that because they're having to work. We've created the Pioneer Service Scholars Program that's currently available to any student that has 12 hours or more as a TWU student and has a minimum GPA of 2.25. And your requirements are for you to complete 60 hours of service during an academic year. We hope that at least 20 of those hours would be in the fall. You'll also attend some trainings, but by doing so, we'll give you $500 per semester through the scholarship program or $1,000 for the academic year. And then just going to events. You're going to see numerous opportunities of events on campus to get involved with through the Student Union Programming Board, through Diversity Office, the CARE Office, Housing, RHA, Center for Student Development, Student Government. There's plenty of opportunities for you to get involved with on a daily basis and weekly basis. And we hope you'll start taking opportunities to do that and get engaged as you go. So again, welcome to all of our current and new pioneers. I believe that is the part I wanted to talk about getting involved. And I think, Josh, we're ready for orientation.
All right. How are y'all doing today? Hopefully y'all are doing well. We're glad to be joining you. So I've been seeing on here, we got some transfer students, a couple grad students, some first year students. What else, or what's our audience here? Is anybody else in this? We'll kind of give it a second to write. Online distance student, first year transfer, first year. Awesome. Well, it looks like we've got a really good variety of people here. So I'm going to go through the 3 different options with orientation for first year students, for transfer students, as well as graduate students. And so the first big question is, what is orientation? So orientation is really the opportunity to get to learn about the services and programs that we offer for our students at TWU. It's also a great opportunity to connect with your peers and to connect with current TWUs. So we'll say with orientation, this is really your first step to becoming a pioneer. And this summer will look a little different than previous summers, but I'm actually really excited about this summer. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to get to connect with students in a lot of different ways than what we've done before. And so we're really excited to connect with you all. One thing that I think will be pretty special about this year is, yes, it's different, but you will be the only class that will ever have gone through this. So it's really going to be a special time. There's a lot of us at TWU that we're working really hard to make this experience better for you, and we're looking at different ways to do that and to make that available for you. So I'm going to go through those things right now. So starting off with our first year students. So orientation is required for all first year students. You'll have a first year, a new student orientation hold on your account, and you'll also have an advising hold on your account. And so for the first year students, you will have to complete, we're going to have an online orientation this summer. That will take place in our Canvas class system, which is actually what you would be doing a lot of your classwork in there. So we thought it'd be a great opportunity to start off doing things in Canvas, where you're going to be spending a lot of your time completing online assignments along the way. So for the online orientation, you'll register for orientation like we would on our website. And then you will be placed beginning in June 1 in an online module. And so after you complete that online module, it'll take you about an hour and a half or so to complete that. Then we'll take your information and you'll be transitioned to academic advising. And so academic advising will then reach out to you all and will help get you advised and tell you what classes you need, and then help with the class registration process. And then we have optional July drive-in sessions. I'm going to talk a little bit more about those. And then I'm going to, we will also have the week before classes start, Pioneer Camp. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. So for our transfer students, right now we're working on putting together an online orientation for you as well. And we are also going to be offering some July drive-in sessions for you. For transfer students, orientation, you will not have a hold on your account. So it's not a requirement for transfer students. We obviously find a lot of value in orientation, so we would love for you to participate. But you can go ahead and begin reaching out to your academic advisors now to schedule an advising appointment to help you get registered in the courses that you need. And you can find who your advisor will be if you Google search TWU transfer advisors, and there'll be a list based on your major, and then you can click to email or give them a call now. All right, so those drive-in sessions. So while we aren't offering the in-person 2-day sessions for first year students that we've offered before, we wanted to try to offer something in the spring to help you come onto campus and really experience what it is like to be on campus. We are going to be offering campus tours through this. We have a group of orientation leaders. There's a group of 25 students that were selected, and we've still been doing online training for those students right now. We've got another training on Friday with them. They're really excited to help connect with you this summer online, and hopefully in these July sessions in person, and then at Pioneer Camp. So we're really excited for that, and they're excited to help you all. And then also for the July drive-in sessions, it'll give you an opportunity to speak with a department in person if you have questions about that. All right, so our Pioneer Camp. So Pioneer Camp is for our first year students, and this will take place the week before classes happen. So we realize that orientation is going to be online and different this summer, but we still want you to learn about the traditions and what it means to be a pioneer. So some of those things that we may have traditionally done in person at orientation, we're going to do in person here at Pioneer Camp the week before classes. So we will have that happen the week before, and it'll be a great time. There's a lot of big campus tradition events that take place during this time, and it's always a lot of fun. All right, a group that I haven't spoken about yet is our graduate students. So we do have a graduate student orientation. This is a one-day optional experience that happens the week before classes begin. And so with the graduate student orientation, we work with the graduate school and with the graduate student council to help put that day together to make that experience what our graduate students need. So at that, you would get to interact with some other current graduate students and faculty, and then learn what it means to be successful at TWU as a graduate student too. So one thing that I hope you all do is connect with us here. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're going to be continuing to put out a lot of information on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll be doing some live sessions on Instagram, and you can look to connect with us there. You can go to our website here, and then this Pioneer Engage website that's listed. This is a website where you can go and browse all the student organizations. So after you've been admitted to the university, you can go on there and look through those things. We have our email address here, as well as a phone number for you to reach out. So I know there's probably a lot of questions about the CSD and orientation, so I wanted to give y'all a chance to ask your questions. Okay, so I'm looking here. So for those of you that have registered for first year orientation, you should be getting some communication about what kind of the next steps are. If you registered for one of the 6 sessions that are online now, we will move you into the online orientation, and you'll be getting that email, I'm hoping by the end of this week. And so that will give you some information there. The new student fee for first year students, so that is a fee that is put on your bill. It's not a fee that you have to pay up front. So if any of you first year students, go ahead and register for orientation. And then once it goes live with the online registration, we'll move you into that and communicate with you there. But that will go live on June 1 for all the students.
Josh, I wanted to jump in on a couple of those questions. Madeline, your question was about online grad students. I'm going to forward that question. I'm going to get your name down here, and I'm going to forward that question to our graduate student council and our dean of the graduate school. We actually meet today at 3 o'clock, and we'll be discussing opportunities for or online students to be involved with that. And then Lindsay asked about, is LLC, I guess, training or retreat the same as Pioneer Camp? It is during the LLC, there will be a retreat, and it's during Pioneer Camp, and it's its own entity within the week of Pioneer Camp.
Yeah, and I see there's several questions here too about housing. So housing actually has a presentation tomorrow at 3 p.m., I believe. And so that would be a great opportunity for you to get housing questions answered there. What other questions could you have about orientation or the Center for Student Development?
There was a couple questions about refunds, and I know that Josh mentioned the fact about online, or that's a fee that goes onto your. But if you paid for guest fees, Josh, if you already mentioned this, I apologize. I was reading the comments. Uh, Guest fees, we are working on refunding all of those guest fees that were paid in advance. And then if we have the drive-in workshops in July, there would be a minimal fee that they could just pay on site or in advance.
So Carissa is asking if transfer orientation is different than first year. Yes, it is different. So for our first year students, orientation is required. And so if you're a first year student, get on and go ahead and register today if you can on our website. And but for transfer students, it's not required. So you can go ahead and reach out to your academic advisor and go ahead and get into your classes for the fall, or if you're planning to start this summer as well.
Brianna asked about paying anything the day of orientation. Now, if you're taking the online orientation, that fee again goes onto your account. There's nothing to pay there. The July dates, the drive-in dates, there wouldn't be no fee for you to attend those, but there would be a minimal fee for a guest, and that could be paid on site or in advance.
Any other question?
Josh, can you respond to Alexia's question about documents needed?
Okay. I see that. So when you're doing the online orientation, there won't be any documents that you need out and ready. Um, but because of the situation and things that are happening, we're allowing students to work at their own pace for the online orientation. So once you're put in there into the online orientation, you'll see it in your Canvas, and you'll be getting more information on that, on how to access it. But um, you can really go at your own pace with that. You won't need documents there. There will be some documents that you may have to turn into our admissions processing team, but we will talk about those in the online orientation, and you will be getting further communication from them about that.
Lindsay asked, will people who already registered for orientation be considered first for getting advising for classes? Lindsay, how that's going to work is once you complete the online orientation, and our goal is to have that up and ready on June the 1st. Once you complete the online module, you would have the opportunity then to get registered for your classes, or sorry, make the appointment to meet with your advisor. If there's any way that we can move earlier than June 1st, we will be contacting you via email. So this is a really important point, is please make sure you're checking your TWU email. That's where all the official notification goes out. And you can always check that, and we will be sending all the updates about orientation within there. You can always reach out to us as well, and our email site, and I think that's been shared.
Yes, I'll jump back to that so y'all can see that. All right. So Christina asked a question, is it definitely going to be on a virtual visit, or could they decide to have a face-to-face orientation later? So the orientation for first year students will just be online, the required portion. And then you'll be required to come to the Pioneer Camp that happens the week before classes. I see the comment about your parent isn't able to accompany you. So one thing that we're focusing on, and we're bringing several people from around campus, is how do we get information that can be helpful for our parents and families of our students? And so we're working together with a lot of different people to put information there that we're going to begin sharing on our website. And so we'll be doing some live things. We're also going to be looking to putting that stuff in Spanish as well. So we're working really hard to get information to our parents and families. They will be able to come to the July sessions, but we're going to try to provide some of that online supplemental information for them as well.
Claire asked if the transfer orientation is still on for May the 29th. Claire, we are taking this week by week at this point. We have not been notified by either the state coordinating board, Governor Abbott's office, as to where we'll be at that point. At this time, it's still on our calendar. However, if that is moved, we would notify you, and our hope would be to move some of those dates into those July supplemental dates that Josh shared.
Question about, do we talk to just any advisor or is it depending on your major? So it will depend on your major. So advising may look a little different for everybody depending on your major if you're a first year student. But once you complete that online orientation, you'll be receiving instructions on what the next step will be with advising. Um, they're trying to get together their plan and make sure that they can effectively serve all of you. Uh, and so once you complete the online orientation, your information is then shared with academic advising, and then they will contact you and work with you on getting your advising session as well as getting registered for your courses.
Destiny asked, when is registration? Destiny, that actually happens in conjunction with your advising, what Josh was just talking about. Your advisor will help put your courses that you selected for the fall into your cart, and then will just go online and then you can just sign up for those courses as is. And then that way you would already automatically get your bill at that point as well.
Yes, Sandy. After online orientation, you will meet with advising. Um, and we will give that information to them, and then they will be reaching out to contact you. So Kyle said this earlier, but it's really important that you're checking your TWU email address and really checking it daily because you will constantly have information sent. Granted, do we pay anything the day of orientation? You do not pay anything for the day of orientation. If you're a first year student, that goes on your bill. Um, and so that's what helps cover the online orientation as well as the Pioneer Camp. And then we're going to be looking at hosting some different efforts in the first few weeks of classes to help you transition and to be supported here at TWU.
Josh, can you answer Carissa's question about transfer students attending the first year orientation? It was asked at the 12:24 mark.
So
While he's looking for that, Denise, no, you would have one advisor as a nursing student, a pre-nursing student. If you're coming in as a transfer, you would still have one advisor.
So are transfer students able to do the first year orientation as well as the camp? So for Pioneer Camp, a lot of the events that are on the weekend before classes are for transfer students and for first year and really for all of our students. One thing and the reason that we have a requirement for the first year students to attend orientation, and we do not have that for transfer students, is we know that transfer students know how to do college. And so it's our hope that you're able to do that, but we're going to provide some opportunities for you to connect online as well as the July drive-in dates. And so you can help get those things, but also reach out to us in our email. We will help you out the best that we can. That's really what our goal is here, is to help support you and help you realize that you are supported. We do care about you and how to be successful here at TWU.
Dulce asked, will I need to schedule an appointment to register before or after? Register for courses with our advisor before or after orientation. You need to complete the orientation module first, and at that point, then you'll be able to register or sign up for a time to meet with your advisor. So orientation first, advising, and then registration. And then Fatuma asked, my orientation date is June 9th and 10th. Do I have to register on that date? Again, starting on June the 1st, our goal is to have online orientation available. If you're able to complete it that day, you can get signed up so as soon as you can get signed up for an advising appointment, you'll be able to advise and get registered and into your courses.
We have any other questions? All right.
Hey, Josh and Kyle, there's a question in here that says, because we had some confusion about that June 1st date, it said, Alexia says, so is June 1st first come, first serve, or will the dates we already signed up for go in order?
So the dates that you've signed up before, don't think about those again. We will put all the students that have been registered for orientation for first year students into the online orientation on June 1st. And then you can work through the online orientation. And then after you complete it, I will be giving information to academic advising on who's completed the online orientation. And then I will take off your orientation hold on your account, and then you'll be transitioned to academic advising. And then after you meet with an academic advisor, they will talk to you on what classes you should take, and then they will also help you get registered for those courses. McKenna, for the July drive-in sessions, will we get to tour the dorms? That is our hope. We'll have to work with housing on that. I will say they have some great photos online if you've looked online, and they have some floor layouts if you're trying to think about what you want to put in your room this fall. Yep, and Arissa just put the link to that in the chat as well. There aren't any more. Again, reach out to us at orientation@twu.edu with any questions. I also can help you out. My personal email, if you click on me on the chat, you can see it. It's jwalton4@twu.edu. Reach out to me and I'll help you there. Yeah, Christy, thank you for that. So there's my email too if you have any questions, and I can, because every student may have a different experience and a different need, and so I can help you sort through your individual questions there. But if not, Aaron, I think we're ready to wrap it up.
Okay, thank you so much again, everyone, for joining us. Like I said at the beginning, we are going to be sticking around for a little bit, excuse me, to answer any questions. So take advantage of them while they're here and us here in admissions. And so, like I said, we'll be sticking around to answer questions and be closing up soon. But if you need anything from admissions, we can be reached at admissions@twu.edu. You're welcome to reach out. And then again, those emails that CSD has given to y'all, you're welcome to reach out to us at any time. We know it's a confusing time right now with all this COVID things. And so there are still some things that are still up in the air, but we are figuring those out. And as those decisions are being made, please, again, make sure you are checking that TW email through your portal. You can create that if you haven't done that already through portal.twu.edu, because that is where the bulk of information will go. But we do have information on our main webpage, on our admissions webpage, and a dedicated COVID-19 webpage. So make sure you're checking all those, and follow us on social media, whether that's admissions or TW in general. We do keep that updated as we get information. So make sure you're checking that as well. All those things will come through there. And each department has some version of social media. So following those different departments, you can definitely find out more information from there. So does anyone else have any questions? If not, like I said, we'll just be kind of parked in here for a little bit, answering those. So let us know. And thanks again for coming. Have a great day, everybody.